Hello, friends. Now that we have explored in general terms the investigation and application of truth, we will delve into the investigation and application of ideal truth. Stephen Covey, in his well-known book, Principle-Centered Leadership, has affirmed, "Our effectiveness is predicated upon certain inviolate principles, natural laws in the human dimension that are just as real, just as unchanging, as laws such as gravity are in the physical dimension. These principles are woven into the fabric of every civilized society and constitute the roots of every family and institution that has endured and prospered." So, universal principles do exist on which all people agree. Some of these principles would be honesty, justice, peace, and many others which are the foundation for the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and other similar documents. It is up to each one of us to identify some of these principles to which we can wholeheartedly commit ourselves and then strive to apply them coherently in our lives. If we have the right to investigate truth and come to our own conclusions, then the corollary is that we have the responsibility to apply in all aspects of our lives those truths, especially those principles that we have come to accept as true. When I give workshops, I often ask the participants to reflect and identify 3 principles to which they feel they are deeply committed. In one of these workshops, one of the participants affirmed that he was deeply committed to the principle of justice. And he mentioned that because he had always participated in marches and manifestations and protests against the government demanding justice. However, in his home life, he was very dominant and didn't listen at all to his wife or to his children. Once he began to think about the implications of practicing justice in all aspects of his life, that gradually changed, and he became a much better father and husband. Why do we define moral responsibility as the investigation and application of truth? Most people would say that moral responsibility is the practice of a whole list of qualities such as justice, honesty, truthfulness, love, friendliness, solidarity, and many more. We define the moral responsibility in this way because it does away with a long list of correct behaviors that it is difficult to even remember. Furthermore, in this way of defining moral responsibility, no one is telling us what to do. No one is telling us which qualities we need to practice. By identifying them ourselves, we develop self-motivation to practice them. And finally, defining moral responsibility as the investigation and application of truth makes it possible to adapt to each person's level of moral development. In this way, the investigation of truth contributes to personal transformation by helping us to identify principles to guide our lives and decisions. It also contributes to social transformation, guiding us to formulate a principle-based vision and then identifying principled actions that lead to that vision.